Welcome to the input session of week 2 of God First. And also welcome to everyone who's watching on YouTube as well. And it's nice to have some people in the room. Are you guys happy to be here? Me too. So this is week 2. Last week we talked about financial health. And then today we're talking about health in terms of mental health and physical health. And then next week we're talking about our spirituality, which is going to be really, really beautiful. So hope that you can take the time to do that. Selena preached a phenomenal message today about health. So if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to go on YouTube as well to watch that. But with no further ado, we have 2 great guests here with us today. And that is Marie-Louise and Matthias. So can we give them a big round of applause as they come up? You can just grab a microphone and... Yes, welcome, guys. Thomas has some microphones as well. And here you can see Marie-Louise. This is you up here on the screen. Or if you don't, yeah.
And the lovely Julia.
Yeah, Julia as well. She's but so nice to have you here, Marie-Louise. You're a nurse,
yes.
And also a holistic coach, and so just wanted to, do you want to just shortly introduce yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me find my seat. Yeah, I'm a nurse, and I have been on a health journey since 2014, I think, when I actually had a concussion. And I thought it was a concussion, and then I had a few weeks of rest and leave from work, and then I would be fit for fight again. But it turned out to be life-changing. I was off work for more than 4 years, and the doctors told me that I would never, ever be able to work again, but I proved them wrong.
Wow.
So, I don't know, should I take the whole story now?
Maybe we can get a bit more into your story in a moment, because I just wanted to first... just frame this a little bit, and I think one of the things that both of you guys are really great at, and Matthias, you're a coach, also with strength training, with dieting, and anything else that you wanna.
I'm a policeman too.
Oh, that is a great thing. But one of the great things with these guys is that they are really thinking about health holistically, and I think sometimes. We have in the past, and also when it comes to church, sort of divided health into, we have these different boxes that we put it into. We have mental health, we have physical health, we have spiritual health. But when we look from our faith perspective, from Christianity, I believe it's the faith that has the highest value on the body. It's the highest value on our soul and our spirituality, because it really shows how everything is interconnected. So we're going to have a conversation really about holistic health, which I'm really excited about, and I'm just going to shift my seat a little bit so I can see both you guys and all of you guys and the people on the screen. But I was wondering if we could start with why you guys are so excited about health, why you have chosen to really become an expert in this area, and why health is so important. But maybe you can continue with your story. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So being a nurse, I realized that what I have learned and what I was trained in didn't help me. That I tried to do everything I knew how to do, and my biggest problem was that I was fatigued. I had no energy whatsoever. I couldn't do anything. I was actually in bed most of the day. I started to train, not with you as a personal trainer, but I found one. We lived in Sweden, and I thought that if I just get things the physical in shape, back to basic, on track again, that will sort everything out. And the doctors told me to rest, do some yoga, some mindfulness, that will help you handle the stress that was going on in my body with the fatigue, but nothing helped. I spent a year resting, training a little bit, trying to get things in order. Nothing happened. So I started to look into research and actually what are other people doing in other parts of the world, and looked into the Bible, standing on the word, confessing, nothing happened. But I can say now, when I look back and when I heard Selina, that's actually her story. The preaching today is my story. Wow. I had a moment when I was sitting at home in the garden where I kind of, okay, this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. No working, no identity in my work. I will be the best wife. I will be the best mother. I will be serving God somehow, even though I can't see how I can do anything, being at home, not having the energy to do anything else. And when I accepted the fact this is how it is right now, but I'm going to do the best, that's when things started to change. Not from one day to another. It was a slow process. This was 1 year in. I was declared well 4.5 years, after 4.5 years from the accident. So it didn't go step by step. I met the people Selina was talking about. Like, I had a boss who said, "This is a tragedy." I didn't need that when I was fighting to keep my mind clear. And I had another boss when I was working part-time, who told me, "I don't think you can get any better. You shouldn't aim for more now. Keep having these hours we have scheduled for you." And I was, no, I'm going to fight it. I know that that God has another plan. I'm not going to be off the working market. So, yeah. And the big thing was my mindset. Focusing on the positive, that things can change. But a daily process, and not always easy, and all their voices. I have been talking to them. So this has put me in a position where I'm passionate, because I know if I could do this, most people can change really quite a lot in their lives.
I love that, and you having both of those sort of perspectives, both the professional one as a nurse, but also your own journey and the things that you learned from then on. It's just, I think it's really valuable. So thank you for bringing it to us today. But Matthias, Lynge, what about you? Why are you so passionate about health?
I think it's about become better, be a better person of myself, and maybe because I can see what it gives me to train and eat healthy and do all that stuff, sleep well, because it does that I live more, I don't, I feel I get more self-confidence, and I'll be more happy training and doing all that stuff. And I can see when I'm training with my clients, people who come to me and said, "I want to lose 10 kilos or something." And I know it's not about that, but good, let's try to lose 10 kilos. And afterwards, after 3 months, they come to me and said, "Whoa, now I can play with my kids without feeling pain in my knees, and now I can lift my child without getting tired in my arms," and all that stuff. And that's more meaningful than losing 10 kilos. And in the end, he said, "Yeah, right, and I lose 10 kilos too, but that was not the good thing about it. The good thing about it was all the other stuff." Yeah. And that's maybe things that will be the meaningful things to train for the rest of the life. So do that stuff.
I love that. But then if we kind of drill down a little bit about that, I think it could be good to talk about what is health then. Is it losing the 10 kilos? If it's not that, as you say, from your perspective, what is health? How do you kind of look at that?
I think it's becoming more back to basic. We know that movement is good for us. So health, how can you add more movement in your daily life? Yeah. How can you take some more steps, and you can do many things. It's not about training 6 times a week or something. It's just about adding more movement in kind of a way, because you will feel more happy adding it. And about the eating thing, it's not about you can't eat sugar or something. It's more about bringing more healthy food in your daily life. How can you do that? Adding small steps, small things every day. It's hard to explain. I'm not so good at English, but
Oh, you're doing well. I think you're doing really well. No, but I think it's important to talk about, because I think a lot of times it's portrayed like okay, I look at you and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I also need to get a six-pack before I can say that I'm healthy, you know. But that actually that there's more to health than that. I think it's really important to highlight. But what about you when you're thinking about holistic health?
Yeah.
Like, what do you put in that, or
It's the whole
define that?
It's the whole package. It's the body, it's the soul, it's the mind, and the spirit connected. And I think that we often separate them. But if you don't get the whole combination together, you won't be as healthy as you could be. And it's just like you say, it's adding thing. It's the basic, back to basic. We have done health to something up here, when it's the ordinary things that we do in our everyday life. And I'm specializing in brain, mental fatigue, mental health. And there are so many easy steps we can do by just adding small habits every day and keep on doing it. 5 minutes, change something 5 minutes every day. And the mind, things are going on. I'm still waiting for the smooth sailing to arrive in my life. And I keep on, things are happening. But what I can do is not dwelling on the bad things, that things are going, it's hard right now. I can acknowledge it, and then I pick something. But this is actually working really good. And that's what I'm focusing on. Because what you put your mind into, that consumes you. And I don't want the problems, the darkness, to get the most of my time. So I choose to take the good things, the things that are working. It could always be worse. Something could be even worse than that, what I'm in right now. So that's what I'm trying to help people, changing their mind, their heart, and focusing on, and connect it with the spiritual part. So health it's intertwined.
Yeah, I love that, and I think one of the things that I'm hearing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that, like, because I was thinking, maybe health is some destination that you arrive to. Okay, but if you have this, and this in place, then you're healthy. But it doesn't seem like you guys want to talk about that.
Nope.
You're talking about, but you need to do like just the small steps. So
1% better every day.
So health isn't really, or is that like so health isn't about a destination, then it's about
The
actually
travel, the journey,
the journey
the
of it.
everyday.
So how would you say that, or how can you know where to begin, and what are the kind of, figure out the next steps then, if we want to become more healthy? Maybe you want to begin.
So you can start to look at your life, daily life, and look at, okay, about movement, training, stuff like that, physical. What can I add more at? What is realistic? Is it realistic for me to train 2 times a week or 1 time a week? Or is it not even realistic to train in a gym? Maybe you could just go some more steps in your daily life, and to make it more easy, you can do that steps while you are calling your grandma or something like that. So it doesn't feel like training, but you're doing training while you're doing some other things. Maybe you can do it at work too, if you have some meetings and you speak a lot in your phone, then you can do it while you are moving around or something. It's just getting in those steps every day, some kind of movement, small steps. If you never trained before, it's unrealistic to train 6 times a week. So maybe you should start with 1 time a week and nail that before you're doing 2 times and 3 times, and just consistently doing that.
And if I may add, if you're talking about changing habits, this is the way to do it, to connect something that you do with a new thing. That doesn't take as much effort as introducing something completely new.
Yeah.
So that's actually a life hack. Do something while you are brushing your teeth. You can do squats, whatever.
That sounds difficult, I have to say. I don't think I can do that, but I love that. Because does that really count then as training? If you only
Every movement counts.
every movement counts.
Everything, and the vacuum cleaning, the cleaning of the house, everything gets
Yep.
out into the account of training.
And make some rules in your life. Maybe before you can see or watch Netflix, you have to, I don't know, take run or something, or go 5 kilometers or something before you can do Netflix.
So
You can watch Netflix.
so kind of almost like it becomes a reward for.
Yeah, exactly.
And when we look into the food, the meals we eat, people get into different diets and categories, and I'm all into the keto or the whatever people talk about. I'm more like, read the labels on the food you buy. If you understand what it is, then it's good enough. Or cook from basic. Back to basic. We don't have to do it as hard and complicated and go into different special areas. Just keep it simple. And you are perhaps a little bit less sugar. That's one of the things that I try to minimize. But fat, proteins, carbs, a combination, and extra greens, and you are good to go. Easy.
Easy, but I think what I'm encouraged by at least is that it's not necessarily the big things, because sometimes I think when we talk about eating healthy, I feel like, okay, but then I cannot do anything in my life, like I can't enjoy life at all. Just to be honest, I don't know why life is designed like this, but often the things that are bad for you taste good. It's annoying, but that's the way it is. But how do you guys look at that? The kind of the balance, or the how much can you allow yourself? And
I have like a 80-20 rule.
Yes.
Okay.
These guys are talking the same language here. It's
like for the 80% of what I'm eating, it's good for me. I know it's clean, it's good for my body. I'm feeling good afterwards. And the 20% is like the cheat or something. It could be like one piece of cake or some candy or some ice or something. Knowing that I can get that 20% tomorrow again, and the next, so I can get a little bit every day. So I don't eat 100% clean, because that's impossible.
That's boring.
Yeah. So a little bit every day, knowing that I can get a little bit more next day.
And we have actually done that at home, that we, instead of saying this, we're not doing that and that, go for high quality. The good thing that tastes well, but in small amounts, instead of the inexpensive, low quality. So then you can have a treat.
I like that. But are there any when we're talking about what we're eating? You said less sugar is maybe the most important thing. Right? Are there any other kind of when it comes to your physical health, or when it comes to dieting, is there some other things that you're saying, okay, you should add this? Because I feel like that's what you're talking about. It's not about necessarily taking away a lot of things. It's about adding the right things.
I think it's important to add some protein in every 3 miles, I think, or meals. Some kind of proteins, because that's make you more...
That's the building blocks.
Yeah, and you're not thinking about food afterwards, because you are...
You're full.
Yeah, you're full afterwards, because you're getting those proteins, which is important for both for your muscles and your body to feel more hungry, instead of just eating carbs, pasta and rice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I would say gratitude.
Gratitude.
That's the key to keep your mental health and get the most out of your physical efforts as well. And we know it from the Bible. enter his gates with thanksgiving, and there are lots of scriptures. But we actually have research, quite a lot of evidence today that gratitude does something both to our mind and to our cells in our bodies. So that's so, so important.
How would you practically add gratitude? Okay, I want to be a more grateful person. How do I do that?
Yeah, I wake up every morning grateful. Wow. And that's a blessing. It's of course, it's a mindset, but it's also that I have trained myself to do this practically in the morning. I just check in and find the things, and I go to bed the same way, perhaps journaling or just doing it in my mind, but that shifts your mind, and it makes you in a position where God can just work his ways. And a little bit more to my journey, when I was done with my master's, this accident happened, and I was planning on taking a PhD. That was my dream. I didn't speak that much. I don't think Julia knows this. But it was actually in my dream, and I had the support from my work and all that. But I put all of this aside because my life took a completely different journey, and when I was well again, I was not in the position of trying to get the positions, apply for them. And I thought I'm going to do my own business a little bit beside the nursing work. But then, so this spring, I was planning on scaling up my own business and stepping down a bit from nursing, the traditional nursing, basic nursing I have been doing. And then God suddenly opens a way, and I was headhunted to a position where I am a project management owner and are doing projects at a hospital. I'm in charge of the projects at the hospital. Wow. Yeah, I would never have applied for the work, the position, because I didn't think I had the skills for it, because I have been away from the research. And suddenly, I have the dream position.
Wow.
And that's, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's by taking step by step, being faithful, doing the small things in your everyday life.
If you have like this practice of gratefulness, so you say you start the day and you end the day.
Yeah. And perhaps in the middle as well.
Perhaps in the middle of
when things are getting rough.
Yeah.
Check in the basics.
No, but that's I think that is doable. I think for most people.
Most of us can do that.
And is it because you only have good things to think about? Like, is it because you have only great things in your life that's why you're grateful?
Not really. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the presentation of me. We have 2 sons, as well as Julia, but both of them actually one have ADHD, the other one autism. The ADHD son, he's in control of things. It has been some rough years, but he's on top of things. But the one with autism, it's a constant roller coaster. So I may look all put together today, but things are going on behind the scenes that keeps me grateful, yes, but I have to work on it. But it's a decision. It's a state of mind that you decide to go with.
No, thank you for sharing that. That means a lot. But and this might be a very strange place to end this, or as we kind of conclude, and we might have time for some more and maybe some more questions if you have any. But I was thinking about sleep, because I feel like there's like, I think I remember, at a certain point in time, at least when I was growing up. It sounds like I'm old now. I'm still young, I would say. But where everyone was bragging about how little they slept. I can survive on 4 hours of sleep every night, and I work hard and all that. But as far as I know, you have a different perspective on that.
That's always the first thing I ask my clients about, is how you sleep, because I know that sleeping is giving you rest and energy, and if you only sleep for 4 hours, you don't have the energy to train or move your body or become better. So if you can improve your sleep with some more hours, that's a very good step to start with, because that's the back to basics. That's the beginning. That's where it starts. The day.
And sleep is when the body can heal and your mind can heal. It's so important for our minds, our brains. Things are going on that can't be healed if we don't sleep properly. So sleep is the basic, the one thing.
And in the morning, the brain is very sensitive, so it's good to start the morning not looking at your phone. I know it's hard, but maybe the first half hour doing something else. If you have a girlfriend or something, or wife, speak to her instead of looking at your phone, and let that start your day, because you can control what you're seeing. Maybe some bad news or something, but that will be a good start to start your day healthy, if you can say that.
Yeah, so if you're starting without the screen, starting with writing some gratitude things, talking to your wife or husband, and then you're off for a good day. Yes.
Better.
No, I love that, and if anyone has any questions, then we might send a microphone out, or maybe you could just say it out loud, and I can repeat it for you. So I'll just give you 1 second to think about that. But if we're thinking of kind of summarizing what we've been talking about from your perspective, then is it about like getting those small steps in? Like if people are waking up tomorrow, how should they go about figuring out what steps to take?
Keeping it simple, adding small good things of good value, the gratitude, and some more sleep. And movement.
Yeah, movement. Drink some more water or something. Maybe you can start with drinking one bottle of water every day.
Yeah.
That will be a good step.
Yeah.
And if you have problems sleeping, maybe you should look at your night routine. Maybe not seeing movies or something until the end, but maybe stop watching and getting those lights in your eyes maybe 1 hour before you go to sleep, and read something instead, because that's natural. Sometimes I said to my clients that after 8 or 9 o'clock you should only do things that that people could do for 2,000 years ago. Yeah. Play some games, speak with your friend, or something natural, basically, because then your sleeping will be better. It's more easy to fall asleep. Yeah.
Love that. Can we give these people a round of applause? And I think we have time for one question. So the question is, who will that be? You were first. You were first. You can just speak up. I can listen, and then I'll repeat it in the microphone. Yeah, thank you for that. So the question is, what if it isn't enough just to go to bed earlier? What if you actually can't sleep more than a certain amount of hours? How can you actually take steps to sleep better?
Do you fight stress? Do you have a lot of stress? Nothing. And are you well rested? No, and you are not fatigued or tired or anything? No, then I don't have anything to say.
It's superhuman over here.
There are a few people who actually have a less demand for sleep. So, yeah, you have more hours to be awake in.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's...
Sleeping is also about overthinking, so if you think about a lot of stuff, it's hard to sleep. Maybe you sleep, but you don't sleep very good. It's like a waking sleep, or what was that?
Yeah, so it can be things that are going on in your thinking that can prevent you from...
It's not deep sleep.
Yeah. And how would you suggest kind of changing that if that is an issue that people have?
The sleep.
Or like if you
Yeah,
have a
if-
lot of
if you're
things going
overthinking,
on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something you need to talk with something about. I don't know. Maybe there's some stuff you need to figure out, or you need to speak with someone to get it done, or figure it out. Yeah.
And working with your nervous system, reducing the stress. You can actually, and I have actually on the picture, I have a QR code if you want to have some resources just with the stress. There are a few links that you can look into.
That's amazing. That's really, really good. And then I know we also
And
have.
not watching movies and all that
Yeah.
stuff before
Yeah.
you sleep.
But it's a longer story if you
Yeah.
need to
Yeah,
work
if
with.
you need to
Yeah.
do more. No, but thank you for the question, and I'm happy for you that you don't need more sleep than that. Wish we all had that. No, but we are going to say thank you to you guys, and I know we have your details up here, and we also have your website up on the screen. I also know you can find you on Instagram, Mathias Lynge,
M.A. Lynge.
and
M.A. Lynge.
M.A. Lynge. Yes. So that's really good. Can we give these people one more round of applause? Thank you to everyone who's joined online as well. And next Sunday, we're talking about our spirituality, which is going to be great. So have a great week.